Welcome to Randy's Old Time Radio Shows. Today, Randy presents Hollywood Soundstage, a dazzling series from radio's golden age. Featuring top Hollywood stars and unforgettable movie adaptations, this show brought the magic of the silver screen straight to the airwaves. Big names, big stories, and big drama all coming to life once more. Settle in, because Randy is about to roll out a real slice of radio history.
This is Betty Davis.
This is Gary Merrill.
And this is Hugh Douglas saying, welcome to Hollywood Soundstage. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my very pleasant duty now to open a hypothetical door and invite you to join us on Hollywood Soundstage, an exciting new series of dramatic half hours made possible through the combined and generous efforts of the entire motion picture industry. Our play tonight, Universal International's great dramatic hit, The Dark Mirror, starring the First Lady of the Screen, Betty Davis, playing twin sisters Terry and Ruth Collins, and co-starring Gary Merrill, who in a very short time has become one of Hollywood's most in-demand players. Hollywood Soundstage is proud to inaugurate this new transcribed series with The Dark Mirror, starring Betty Davis, Gary Merrill, and the Screen Guild Players.
You probably read about it in the papers. All the gory details. The shattered mirror on the wall. The half-empty bottle on the table. And on the floor, face down, Dr. Frank Peralta. Peralta, face down, with a knife in his heart. How did I get mixed up in that? Well, let's say it was my fatal craving for sweets. It began in the lobby of the medical building. You see, I have my office there, and that morning the girl at the magazine stand was playing an old familiar game.
Good morning, Dr. Elliott. And what can I do for you this fine day?
My secret agents inform me that you sell candy here.
Yes, I'm helping my dear old grandfather through college.
I wonder if you could show me something in the line of lemon drops.
Well, how about lemon drops?
Oh, splendid, splendid. I should never have thought of that by myself.
On the level, Doctor. Are you really nuts, or is it just an act that you put on?
Excuse me, Miss Collins.
Yes?
I'm sorry you'll have to come along.
Come along where?
I'm Lieutenant Stevenson, Police Department.
Police department? Well, what in the world are you talking about?
Dr. Frank Peralta, he was murdered last night.
Murder?
Stabbed to death through the heart.
Doc.
Steady. I got her. Fainted. Bring her into my office, Lieutenant.
Your office? Why?
Because I don't carry spirits of ammonia in my pocket. Now, come on.
Of course she doesn't look like a murderess, Doc. All I can do is go by the facts.
And the facts, Lieutenant?
Part of a thumbprint on the murder weapon, and Peralta's office nurse says he had a date with Miss Collins last night. Two of his neighbors have identified her. One of them saw her going into Peralta's apartment with him about 8 o'clock. The other saw her coming out at 10:30, alone.
But Miss Collins says she was at the concert in the park.
Phony alibi like that will blow it higher than the cost of living.
You don't think it's possible she's telling the truth?
Look, Doc, you stick to your racket, I'll stick to mine.
Oh, Lieutenant?
Yeah, Frankie, you get anything?
Oh, sure did. 2 witnesses ready to swear they saw Miss Collins at the concert last night. Say she got there at 8 and stayed until after 10:30.
Her alibi holds up?
Maybe yes, and maybe no.
What kind of double talk is that?
Well, I just came from her apartment, Lieutenant.
And what?
It just so happens that Miss Collins is twins.
Is twins? Then if we know which one was at Peralta's apartment...
Yeah, try and find out. They won't neither of them talk.
Members of the jury, we have here an extraordinary situation. So far as I can discover, one without precedent in our courts. One of these young women is almost certainly guilty. The other almost certainly innocent. But which one? And since the law forbids us to charge 2 persons with a crime committed by 1 person only, I have no recourse but to instruct you for acquittal. although you know that one or the other of them is guilty of shocking and cold-blooded murder. The case is dismissed. This court is adjourned.
Lock it, Terry. Lock the door. Say so, darling. But it's all right now, Ruth. We're safe. Safe. Oh, you poor darling. Was it so awful? Well, it wasn't so good. I don't even want to think about it. Of course. Terry? Yes, Ruth. Terry, what do you think happened? Oh, I don't know. I can't figure it out. I remember I did handle a knife when we first got there. I opened some magazines while he was fixing a drink, but then I put it back in its case with the scissors, and that's where it was when I left. I'm positive. Then whoever did it must have worn gloves. Oh, I suppose so. But why worry about it? Why even think about it? We're out of it, Ruth. Are we, Terry? Are we really? You're sure they won't bother us anymore? I'm positive. And if they do, so what? We outsmarted them once, we'll outsmart them again. Oh, come on, darling, let's fix some lunch.
Look, Doc, all I'm saying is that's your specialty, twins. You must be interviewing them all the time.
That's right, Lieutenant. But not for the police.
Okay, then let's say I'm drafting you because I just can't go for the perfect crime. Honest, I won't ask any questions, which one did it or why. Just so you're able to tell me someday that you know which twin was capable of murder. Doc, you owe it to me. You owe it to science.
All right, Lieutenant. But there's just one thing.
What's that?
One of these twins I happen to like.
No, I don't think so, Doctor. I don't think we're interested. I don't like the idea of being a guinea pig.
Well, some of my best friends are guinea pigs.
Well, it's all very well about science and all, but we're not the usual twins, and you know it.
Oh, that. Look, I can promise you right here and now there'd be no reference to the trial.
Well, you might not have to ask about it. You might have other ways.
You mean drugs? You must have got the name wrong. It's Scott Elliott, not Bela Lugosi. And my lab is at the university, not in a haunted house. But then, if you're afraid...
Oh, we've nothing to be afraid of. Nothing but snoopers.
Well, in that case...
Ruth, I think we should do it. Terry. I don't think Dr. Elliott's a snooper, and we're out of a job. We could use the money.
Look, suppose I run along. You can talk it over between yourselves and then call me.
Well, that might be better.
All right, then I'm on my way. Terry, I hope you can convince her.
I'll try, Doctor. We'll call you.
Thanks again. Good night.
Terry, do you think that was very wise? Why not? What are you afraid of, Ruth? Oh, I'm not afraid. It's just... Don't lie about it. You are afraid. You're more and more afraid every day. Why? Terry, you know very well what it is. Yes, of course, you think I killed him. But I don't. Terry, you know I don't. Then why are you so frightened? Ruth, you're not afraid there's something about yourself that Elliot might learn from you? Of course not. Or from me? No. Then stop worrying, dear. There's no need for it. Besides, he's attractive. I like him, Ruth. Dr. Elliott.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was sorting out these cards. What's on your mind, Terry?
Terry, only 3 weeks and you know which one I am. Don't we fool you anymore?
Nope, not anymore.
What would you say is the difference between us?
I wouldn't say. I'm not sure yet.
Well, which one do you like the best?
You?
Why?
Why what?
Why do you say you like me best?
Well, because that's always the answer during office hours. Now, face around. Let's start the Rorschach test.
I guess that's the thing I miss the most. I say for ice skating, give me Nebraska.
I'll have it delivered in the morning.
Oh, you.
Why'd you leave Nebraska, Ruth?
Well, we've been living on this farm for a year, and the farmer's wife wanted to adopt me, legally.
Just you, not Terry?
Oh, well, they couldn't afford to adopt us both.
But why'd they pick you instead of Terry? Do you know?
Just happened, I suppose. Not much choice between twins, of course. Hurt Terry's feelings naturally, so we just decided to pull out and... Say, aren't we going to work today?
Sure, you bet. Brand new one today. It's called a free association test. And it's so simple that even I understand what I'm doing.
You know, if all this is to find out which twin has a brain under her, Tony, I can save you a lot of time. It's Terry.
Is that official?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks, but I'd like to back it up with science. Now, look, I'll give you some words one at a time. You answer each one with the first word that comes to your mind. Not a sentence, just a single word. And remember, the important part of the test is speed. You ready?
Ready, boss.
Okay. Table.
There.
Dark.
Night.
River.
Lake.
White.
Black.
Mirror.
Death.
King.
Queen.
Bird.
Bee.
Pencil.
Pen. But, Ruth, how could you have been so stupid? How could you ever have let yourself say it? Oh, I don't know, Terry. It just slipped out. You really think it meant something to him? Oh, him. I'm not worried about him. Darling, it's you I'm worried about. Why? Because it shows your mind still on that thing, that broken mirror in Frank Peralta's apartment. You still think I had something to do with it. Terry, please, why do you keep saying a thing like that? Why do you take those sleeping pills every night? Ruth, maybe you're sorry you didn't tell all you know. Maybe that's what's troubling you. Maybe you're thinking you should do it even now. Terry, stop it. You're talking nonsense. Am I? Of course you are. I hope so, Ruth. I really hope so. Because if you ever suspected me, I don't know what I'd do. I really don't.
Now remember, Terry, speed is the important factor in this test.
I'm ready if you are, Professor.
Fine. Here we go. Table.
Chair.
Moon.
Stars.
Death.
Mirror.
King.
Queen.
Girl.
Boy. Well, is that all?
I think so. Terry, I have an idea you're not very much impressed with this stuff.
Then why do you think I'm here?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you're just humoring the old professor.
That all? Hasn't it ever occurred to you that I might like seeing you?
No, frankly, it hasn't.
Don't you like to see me?
Well, I could hardly wait for you to get here today.
Then, well, maybe we could see each other outside the office.
We will, I'm sure.
When?
Soon. But not till we're finished with these tests.
What have they got to do with it?
Look, it's hard enough for me to keep my mind on science as it is. Don't make it any tougher, please.
All right. But the first night afterward?
It's a date.
The very first. Remember.
I won't forget. You must know, Lieutenant, I did a lot of thinking before I called you.
Doc, I think I can guess.
It's something I'd never figured on, and never even dreamed of.
Promised I wouldn't ask any questions.
Yes, I know, but the Rorschach test, the free association test, half a dozen others. I've checked and cross-checked until there isn't any room for doubt. Lieutenant,
I'm still here, Doc.
one of our young ladies is insane.
Insane.
Very clever, very intelligent, but insane. Of course, I was worried by what I'd found out. Worried and a little relieved. No question now about one thing, at least. I knew it was Ruth I'd always liked. She'd relaxed a lot, too. She'd become quite friendly. So it was only natural, I guess, that a few nights later I should walk her home.
I was really crazy about that boy. But Terry simply couldn't stand him. She insisted he wasn't on the level. She was right.
But how did you find out?
Oh, he dated Terry one night and she told me about it.
The cat. Tell me, how many guys have you been crazy about?
Oh, that was just kid stuff. We were all of 16. Well, here we are, my place.
Already? Wouldn't have believed it. Say, isn't that your window up there?
Uh-huh.
I think it just closed. Does Terry always wait up for you?
Silly, of course not. Besides, there's no light. I'm sure she's turned in.
Ruth, do you think when this business is over I can call you and, well, ask for a date?
Think you'd still want to?
I'll want to very much. Do you mind if I kiss you?
No, I'd like that. Nice. Ruth? Oh, Terry, I'm so sorry. I tried to be quiet. It's all right. I wasn't sleeping. Lying here in bed. I had no idea it was so late. Scott walked me home and we got to talking. Talking? About what? Oh, Chicago, Ohio, when we were kids. That is line, Ruth, down memory lane. Oh, I don't think it was a line. Just seemed to want to talk, that's all. Nothing romantic. What do you mean? Well, you like him, don't you? Yes, I like him. Does he like you? Oh, yes, some, I imagine. Ever say anything? Oh, you know, nothing serious. Ever kiss you? No. I better turn in, Terry. It's pretty late. Yeah. And, darling, don't forget your sleeping pills. I'd like to get a good night's rest.
You're absolutely sure, Doctor? You're positive?
Yes, Lieutenant, I'm positive. I know the condition and I know the cause.
I'm listening.
I tried the lie detector on Terry today. I told her we were finishing up this week, that I couldn't keep a date I'd made with her. She tried to laugh it off. She'd have fooled me if I wasn't watching the indicator.
Didn't know you were such a Romeo.
Oh, it's not me. I'm not important. But every time I mentioned one of Ruth's boyfriends, that needle almost jumped off the dial.
And the diagnosis?
She's a paranoiac. No more sense of right and wrong than a 2-year-old. Capable of anything.
Pretty tough on Ruthie. You going to tell her?
Suppose. No, it won't be easy.
But a lot safer, Doc. It's 6-2 and even that Terry's going to pop off again. You better watch yourself, too.
Oh, I don't think I figure in it.
Don't be too modest. You better tell Ruth.
All right, I'll tell her.
When?
If I can, tonight.
Hello.
Hello. Ruth?
Scott? How are you?
Ruth, you alone? Is Terry there?
No, but I'm expecting her. Why?
Well, I don't want her to know about this, but could I see you alone sometime tonight?
Of course. When?
Well, could you make it, say around 11? Terry will be asleep by then. 11 o'clock, my place, 712 South Elm.
Would anyone see me?
I don't think so. I'll leave the front door unlocked. You can come straight up, top of the stairs. Oh, but Ruth,
Yes.
you must be careful that Terry doesn't know. I'll explain it all when I see you.
All right, darling. Bye.
Goodbye, dear. Well, that's that. Now all I have to do is figure some way of telling her. Yes?
Scott? May I come in?
Ruth. Ruth, but I just this minute
What is it, Scott?
Nothing. Well, nothing at all.
I've been walking around, I guess you'd call it the blues, and I saw your light on, and do you mind?
Mine? There's no one I'd rather have seen walk through that door. No one. No one in all the world. Hello, headquarters. Lieutenant Stevenson, please. Dr. Elliott calling. Hello, Lieutenant.
Hello, Doc.
I thought I'd better call you, Lieutenant. This may be more in your line than mine. What would you think of me in the role of a human booby trap?
So you finally get the picture, huh?
Will you be available later? After 11?
Till any time you say. Have you told the other one yet?
No, she's waiting outside for me now. We're going to go to dinner. I'll feed her first, then I'll tell her and send her home.
And you?
I'll be at my place.
You'll watch yourself.
Sure. Sure, I'll tell you all about it later.
You know, Doc, I'm glad you're getting some sense. For a college man, you're pretty smart.
11 o'clock. Funny, I'd have sworn she'd be here by now. Maybe Ruth said something to her, scared her off. Maybe she... Come in.
Darling. Well, so this is your place. I've wondered about how you live.
Oh, I apologize for its neatness, but I have no woman around to keep it messed up all the time. Here, let me take your coat.
No, don't bother.
Could I get you a drink?
No, thanks. Now, what was all that mysterious business on the phone? What did you want to talk about?
Something quite important. About Terry.
Oh. You don't like Terry, do you?
Of course I like her, but
But what?
I love you.
Why? Why me and not her? That's something I'm very curious about. Why did you choose me?
How can I answer that?
Am I smarter than she is? More attractive? More fun?
Well, to me you are, of course.
No, don't laugh. I'm serious, and I've wanted to ask you for the longest time because, well, after all, it's Terry they usually go for.
But that's not true. They don't go for Terry. That's the trouble with it. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
I'm afraid I don't know what you mean.
It's not an easy thing to tell you, but you see, Terry's not well. She's sick.
Sick? How?
He's twisted inside. Something that started when you were both babies, I imagine. Some incident you've both forgotten.
But I...
There's always a natural, strong rivalry between sisters. And as for twins, identical twins, it can grow to a terrifying intensity. Starting with that first forgotten incident and then fed by everything else that's happened. And that feeling has grown in here. More and more bitter all the time until now it's abnormal.
I've never heard such nonsense.
Nonsense? How about that boy in Ohio, remember? And the lawyer in Chicago. And the farmer that wanted to adopt you, but not her. You see, it's the same story over and over. It was always you that they preferred.
But that's not true.
That's why I asked you. I want you to persuade her to go to her doctor and put herself under his care. I want you to get her to do it at once.
And if she refuses?
If you refuse, Terry.
Terry? You think I'm Terry?
I know you are. And if you refuse to do as I suggest, I'm afraid I shall have to tell who killed Dr. Peralta and why.
You can't. You don't know.
I think I do. You met him first at the magazine stand. He had no idea you were twins. Then later he met Ruth when she took your place. And the same thing happened all over again. You knew it that night in his apartment. You knew that it was Ruth he loved. And you made sure that if you couldn't have him, neither would she.
You couldn't prove that.
Well, what about Ruth?
She wouldn't testify against me before. You think she would now?
Yes. Yes, I think so. I had a talk with her tonight. I think she realized what... Sorry. Hello? Oh, yes, Lieutenant. I was just... What? Yes. Yes, we'll be right over.
Lieutenant Stevens.
Yes, he's at your place. I told him I'd bring you right along.
The apartment? What's he doing there?
Ruth is dead. She's killed herself.
I'm sorry, Miss Collins. Terribly sorry. You can go in a minute as soon as the coroner's through.
How did it happen, Lieutenant?
Sleeping pills, apparently. We found the empty bottle on the night table.
Oh, those awful pills. She's been taking them for weeks. Ever since.
Miss Collins, I hate to ask you now, but did she have any reason that you know of?
Only that... Oh, I can't.
Miss Collins, I know it's difficult, but you'll feel better if you tell us what you know. Please.
Well, maybe you're right, Lieutenant. Maybe I should. After all, she's free now, poor darling. I have a right to some peace, too.
Of course.
She was driven to it by her conscience. Because she killed him.
That's ridiculous. She didn't kill him.
At first she said she didn't, and I believed her. That's why I wouldn't tell you before. I was the one who was at the band concert. And,
But that's
and then later I began to notice things. Oh, Terry was sick. She was twisted inside.
You mean Ruth, of course.
Certainly she means Ruth. I've been trying to tell you.
No. I mean Terry. I'm Ruth.
Lieutenant, she's trying to pull a fast one. I know her as well as I know myself. I tell you she's Terry.
Can you prove it, Doctor?
Prove it, certainly. All those tests I made.
Yes, I was just getting to that. Those tests proved what I've already suspected. Terry was sick. She hated me. She hated me from the bottom of her heart because men seemed to like me better than her. Oh, it happened over and over again. If she weren't lying in there dead, she'd tell you so herself. Terry.
Ruth.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Ruth, you're all right. Oh, just a trick.
No!
Harry, drop those scissors. Drop them,
No,
drop them.
Ruth, you're dead. You're dead. I won't let you come back. I won't.
Ruth!
It's all right, Doc. She threw him at the mirror. I've got an ambulance standing by downstairs. I'll get Frankie up here. He'll take her along. Doc, not sore at me, are you, that stunt I pulled?
I don't know yet.
With all due respects to you, Doc, I had a hunch that Ruth was the one on the spot. But I was stymied until Terry made a move. You understand.
Yeah, sure. You know, for a policeman, you're pretty smart. I'll see you later, Lieutenant. I want to go in and have a look at Ruth.
Professional?
You're so sharp, you figure it out. Ruth, how are you feeling?
I'll be all right. Scott,
Yes, dear?
tell me one thing. When she threw the scissors at the mirror, was the mirror me?
The reflection was. That's what twins are, you know, reflections of each other. Everything in reverse. Now, will you answer one question for me?
What?
You're going to say that you're identical, of course. But why are you so much more beautiful than your sister?
You've just heard the Hollywood soundstage production of Universal International's magnificent story, The Dark Mirror. And now, back on stage for a few final words, here are our stars, Miss Betty Davis and Mr. Gary Merrill. Or, if you want to reverse the billing, Mr. and Mrs. Gary Merrill.
Thank you very much. May I say how proud we were to do this show tonight. You see, this isn't just another radio show. The proceeds from this series will go to the Motion Picture Relief Fund, the greatest single cause in Hollywood, and something very close to our hearts.
That's right, Gary. And may I add that that's why everyone in the industry is combining to make this series the most brilliant and exciting half hour on the air. For example, next Thursday night at this time.
Oh, no, you don't. That's Hugh Douglas's job. Besides, I've got a 6 o'clock call in the morning.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Let's go home, Mr. Merrill.
Good night, everybody. Thanks again.
Good night.
Next week on Hollywood Soundstage, the Universal International release of J. Arthur Rank's great box office hit, Brief Encounter. It will star Joan Fontaine and Herbert Marshall. Be sure to listen. Nunnally Johnson's The Dark Mirror was presented through the courtesy of Universal International Pictures, who will soon release Weekend with Father, starring Van Heflin, Patricia Neal, and Gigi Perreault. Tonight's appearance of Gary Merrill was made possible through the kind permission of 20th Century Fox Studio. Mr. Merrill will soon be seen in their production, Decision Before Dawn. Ken Christie played the part of Lieutenant Stevenson tonight. Hollywood Soundstage was transcribed in Hollywood. Our play was adapted and directed by Harry Cronman. CBS Radio invites you to listen in again next week and every week for Stars in the Air and Hollywood Soundstage. Friday night is music night on CBS Radio. Enjoy the orchestras of Alfredo Antonini, Ray Bloch, and Paul Weston, with songs by Earl Wrightson, Georgia Price, and Jimmy Carroll. Paul Weston's guest will be Margaret Whiting. Add Robert Q's Waxworks, and it's 2 solid hours of musical pleasure tomorrow night on most of these same CBS radio stations. Hugh Douglas speaking.
Remember, the comedy treat that can't be beat is Jack Benny Time on the CBS Radio Network.
Well, folks, that's all for tonight's broadcast here on Randy's Old Time Radio Shows. Now, bringing these golden oldies back to life takes no small amount of time and effort from our good friend Randy, cleaning up the audio, converting the files, and making sure each show has the best audio possible. If you've enjoyed the program and you'd like to help keep these classics on the airwaves night after night, why not consider a small donation? Every penny goes straight to supporting Randy's work and helping this channel stay on the air. You'll find the links down in the description below. And for those of you kind souls who've already given, Randy tips his fedora to you. Your support truly keeps this old radio spirit alive. Thanks ever so much. And until next time, keep those dials tuned and keep the memories rolling.